In ancient times, when the earth was new and the heavens blazed with divine flames, there lived creatures of extraordinary might and awe-inspiring grandeur, the Nephilim. These beings, born from the union of fallen watchers and human women, were neither fully godly nor completely earthly. Their mere presence shook the ground, and their forms surpassed human comprehension. The Nephilim loomed like moving peaks, towering over humans as trees overshadow grass. Their heights ranged, but the shortest stood at least 12 feet tall, and the tallest exceeded 30, their heads grazing the tops of ancient cedars. Their bones were dense as metal, their muscles like twisted steel cables. No man could match the sheer strength flowing through them. Their skin reflected celestial origins. Some gleamed like polished bronze under sunlight, symbolizing divine lineage, while others appeared moon-pale, nearly see-through, revealing glowing veins beneath. Some had rough, rock-like hides, while others displayed celestial ancestry through glowing runes that pulsed with otherworldly light, shifting like molten fire on their skin. Their faces combined heavenly beauty with monstrous ferocity. Their eyes, set deep and glowing like embers or frozen lightning, held wisdom beyond human grasp. Some had golden, molten eyes, while others bore the chilling stare of a stormy sky, flashing unpredictably. Their jaws were robust, their teeth razor-sharp, designed to tear flesh and crush bone. Some had multiple rows of teeth, akin to abyssal beasts, making their hunger even more fearsome. Their hair, long and untamed, flowed like streams of shadow or cascades of flame. Some had locks made of pure darkness, absorbing light, while others sported silver manes, shimmering like divine weapons. Their voices, when heard, were deep and powerful, shaking the air like thunder, sending tremors through both land and spirit. Even whispered, their words carried authority, demanding submission or instilling dread in the bravest hearts. The Nephilim's limbs were heavily muscled, their hands large enough to crush a human skull as easily as snapping a twig. Their fingers ended in claws, sometimes retractable, sometimes fixed, ideal for tearing apart foes in combat. Some had wings, black as midnight or white as clouds, vast and strong enough to stir hurricanes during flight. Others lacked wings but moved with unnatural swiftness, traversing great distances instantly, as if nature's laws bent to their desires. Their armor, if worn, was forged from metals unknown to humanity, materials believed to have descended from the heavens with their forebears. Dark as obsidian yet harder than diamond, their breastplates displayed ancient symbols of forgotten power. Some wielded weapons too heavy for mortals to lift, gigantic swords encircled by blue flames, spears crackling with lightning, and warhammers capable of shattering mountains with one strike. Despite their splendor, an eerie aura surrounded them, a feeling of unnaturalness, of not belonging in the mortal realm. Some deemed them demigods, others called them monsters. Wherever they went, civilizations quaked. Kingdoms collapsed before them, and their footsteps left permanent scars on the land. Legends claim that upon their deaths, their bodies did not decay like ordinary humans. Some turned to stone, becoming mountain foundations. Others dissolved into the earth, their essence seeping into the soil, creating strange, cursed lands where nothing grew properly. Some whisper they were reclaimed by the heavens, vanishing in storms of blazing fire and wind. The Nephilim were more than giants. They were a link between realms, living proof of heaven and earth's mingling. They were the first great terror to walk among men, and even now, their legend endures, hinting at a time when titans ruled the earth and the heavens gazed down in fear. The tale of the Nephilim, enigmatic beings born from divine and human unions, has fascinated scholars and mythologists for centuries. This concept, deeply rooted in religious and mythological traditions, extends beyond the Hebrew Bible into global cultures. The Genesis account of the Nephilim presents a vivid story of divine rebellion, human corruption, and impending doom, culminating in the Great Flood. Yet this legend is not unique. It resonates with various cultural myths describing gods and mortals intermingling, often birthing beings of immense size and strength. The biblical account of the Nephilim. In Genesis 6 verses 1-4, the sons of God are said to have taken human wives, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim. These offspring are described as mighty men of old, men of renown. The text implies this union disrupted the natural order, contributing to a world rife with violence and corruption. Consequently, God deemed humanity's wickedness deserving of divine punishment, the flood. Debate persists regarding the identity of the sons of God. Some interpretations suggest they were fallen angels, supporting the notion that celestial beings mingled with mortals. This view is supported in later Jewish texts, such as the Book of Enoch, which elaborates on how fallen angels, known as the Watchers, lusted after human women and descended to earth to wed them. Their offspring, the Nephilim, were monstrous giants who ravaged the earth and led humanity further into sin. The Watchers were then punished by being cast into the abyss. Others argue the sons of God were not supernatural but rather descendants of Seth, Adam's righteous son, while the daughters of men represented Cain's wicked lineage. According to this view, intermarriage between these groups led to moral and spiritual decline rather than literal giant births. Despite the debate, the term Nephilim is commonly linked to giants. The Hebrew word Nephilim derives from the root NPL, meaning to fall, leading to translations like fallen ones or those who cause others to fall. This aligns with descriptions of the Nephilim as formidable and violent beings who struck fear into early humans. The idea of divine beings fathering extraordinary offspring is not exclusive to the Bible. Various mythologies worldwide recount similar tales. 1. Greek mythology, Titans and demigods. In Greek tradition, the Titans were children of primordial deities Uranus, sky, and Gaia, earth. They were colossal and mighty, much like the Nephilim. Later, gods and mortals produced demigods like Hercules, Achilles, and Perseus, figures famed for their superhuman abilities. These beings often shaped the world's destiny, paralleling the Nephilim's depiction as heroes of old. 2. Norse mythology, the Jötnar. Norse myths speak of the Jötnar, giant beings who occasionally interbred with gods and humans. Loki, a trickster god, fathered monstrous offspring like Jormungandr, the world serpent, and Fenrir, the great wolf. The theme of giants causing cosmic chaos mirrors the biblical narrative associating the Nephilim with disorder and impending judgment. 3. Hindu epics, divine human hybrids. The Ramayana and Mahabharata describe powerful beings born from gods and humans. The Pandava brothers, for instance, were sired by gods but raised as mortals. These figures possessed immense strength and played pivotal roles in battles between good and evil. 4. Mesopotamian myths, Gilgamesh and divine lineages. The Epic of Gilgamesh features a protagonist who is 2/3 divine and 1/3 human. Gilgamesh, a formidable warrior and king, embarks on epic quests and encounters beings of great stature and power, echoing the Nephilim's description as mighty men of old. The Nephilim narrative underscores a key theological theme, the perils of breaching divine boundaries. The union of celestial and terrestrial beings was viewed as a transgression leading to chaos and destruction. This theme is echoed in other myths where gods enforce strict rules on interactions with mortals. Moreover, the existence of the Nephilim preceded the Great Flood, reinforcing the notion that their presence contributed to the world's corruption. This pattern appears in multiple flood myths, including the Mesopotamian Epic of Atrahasis and the Epic of Gilgamesh, where divine dissatisfaction with humanity triggers a catastrophic deluge. In biblical tradition, the flood served as divine retribution, eradicating the Nephilim and cleansing the world of their influence. This act of judgment emphasized the importance of maintaining cosmic order. The Nephilim's legacy transcends ancient texts into modern interpretations and conspiracy theories. Some fringe theories propose that the Nephilim were not entirely wiped out by the flood and that remnants of these giants persisted throughout history. Biblical references to giants, such as those in Numbers 13:33, where Israelite spies report seeing Nephilim in Canaan, fuel such speculations. Additionally, the Nephilim have inspired countless works of fiction, including novels, films, and TV series. Their depictions vary, ranging from monstrous creatures to misunderstood hybrids grappling with their dual nature. From a theological perspective, The story of the Nephilim raises intriguing questions about divine justice, free will, and the consequences of crossing sacred boundaries. Whether regarded as literal beings, allegorical figures, or mythological constructs, the Nephilim continue to captivate imaginations, reflecting humanity's enduring fascination with the supernatural and the unknown. The tale of the Nephilim remains one of the most mysterious narratives in religious and mythological history. Whether seen as celestial rebels, divine human hybrids, or symbols of corruption, these beings hold a unique place in the lore of ancient civilizations. Their legacy endures, reverberating through mythologies worldwide and reminding us of the blurred distinctions between gods and mortals, the powerful and the fallen, the sacred and the profane. Through their story, we glimpse humanity's eternal struggle with forces beyond its understanding, a struggle that continues to shape our myths, faiths, and search for meaning in the cosmos. Thank you for watching.